I'm sure almost everyone knows who Betty Boop is. She's like a little like what do you call it? Like a sexualized cartoon, so to speak, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And she's cute and she's a little boop boop, a little Betty Boop. I remember playing like a
Boop
game
boop,
with
little
her.
Betty Boop. Sorry, that just really threw me. Hey, girl.
Hey.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Mindset Talks Podcast, your favorite podcast about your not so favorite topic. But
Mm,
we are here and back again, ready for you guys.
every week. I love that. You were so smooth with that. I love that.
I try. It's gonna be my new thing
Yes.
now. We'll see.
Okay. You're the new charismatic one. I love it. I love it.
Try to be. I'm actually in a pretty good mood today, so we'll see if I can keep that
Mm.
trucking because I feel like it hasn't really been here for a while. So I'm gonna hold
Mm.
on to it while I
So
can.
share what you're going to be doing today with this good mood.
Oh, I mean, nothing really aside from so we're recording this on Super Bowl Sunday.
Woohoo. America's
So
favorite sport.
it is. Well, I guess it is
Baseball,
still
I
called
thought.
the Super Bowl, but baseball.
I thought baseball was America's favorite sport.
I don't know. I would probably go with basketball. I don't know. I feel like they're all kind of
It's either football or
I don't
baseball. I'm sorry. Anywho.
know. Got us all on a sidetrack here. Um, but although it is called the Super Bowl, it is solely just going to be the Rihanna concert, and some people are just kind of like, hitting balls around.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, it's Rihanna's concert with a little game action on the outsides
Yeah, exactly. So,
before and after she performs.
right. And I'm just so excited to see her performance. So, although obviously once this episode airs, it had already would have happened. But,
That's true.
you
That's
know,
true.
so I won't
I
spend too much.
actually, I'm not even gonna watch it.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
gonna be,
be
hey,
what?
listen, I don't have cable.
I don't either, but I'm still gonna watch it.
Oh, how do you watch it?
I'll let you know.
Okay.
Off the air.
Well, anywho, I'm gonna be one of those late people catching up. So when this episode drops, I will probably just be catching up on all the latest and greatest topics from the
I'm
show.
sure I'll catch you up before that happens.
Okay. So yeah, so that's where you're gonna be spending your good mood is over there. You're gonna be jamming in front of the TV and
Of course.
just getting all your moves in.
Rihanna vibes. I'm so
Yes.
excited. But I'm gonna be cooking, so I gotta get to cooking so I can enjoy that when the
Mm,
concert happens.
very true. Well, let's get this episode started then. Let's get into it. But
Oh
before we
god.
do, I did mention how I will be having a Black History fact
Mhm.
for our terribly short month of February.
Yeah.
But it doesn't define the quality of the history. So, I actually was looking at Betty Boop.
Betty Boop. Oh,
Betty Boop. So, did you know Betty Boop is actually based off of a black woman?
nope. I had no idea.
Random, right? See, I think I picked a good one for this week. So,
So
for those of
intrigued.
you who didn't know, so I'm sure almost everyone knows who Betty Boop is. She's like a little like what do you call it? Like a sexualized cartoon, so to speak,
Yeah, yeah.
and she's cute and she's a little boop boop, a little Betty Boop. I remember playing like a
Boop
game
boop,
with
little
her.
Betty Boop. Sorry, that just really threw me.
Well,
Continue.
because it's very boop boop bop, but like the whole boop. Anyways, so I remember playing like
It's
a
totally
video
gonna be
game
made
with
into a little clip.
with Betty Boop back in the day. So Betty Boop, she's actually a caricature that was created from a young jazz singer. Her name is Esther Jones, and she's from so this caricature is from like 1930.
Okay.
So I do find it a little, I am going to say a little odd because of Betty Boop being like a sexualized character at this point
Yeah.
and the person she's based off of, Esther Jones, was like a very young age, like jazz musician.
Mm.
So, which it says she was born like circa 1918. So you do the math.
Yeah.
1930 to 1918. Yeah, right.
Right.
Okay. Um, right. But, that's America. And as time goes on, things become sexualized sometimes,
Mhm.
unfortunately. So that's just a part of our country's thing, which is weird. But
It
that's a
is.
whole nother topic.
Yeah.
But so this jazz singer, Esther, she used to have like this thing she would do with like boop boop and like doo 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 doo, like with jazz music, she would like kind of mix stuff up.
Okay.
So
That makes sense.
essentially the cartoonist, his name was Max, I want to say Max Freisch or something like that. I don't know how to say his last name, so
Mhm.
um I'm not even gonna try to murder it. But this cartoonist, he was the one who, developed this caricature off of this jazz singer. And essentially, that's where Betty Boop came from. There was another woman by the name, I want to say her name was Helen, who I guess was similar in the field of like the whole jazz thing. And she thought that Betty Boop was based off of her, and she pretty much tried to sue him. But there was evidence that came back that Betty Boop was actually based off of Esther Jones. So, even though Betty Boop is a very light color character, she was based off of a black woman, and I think that's pretty cool because Betty Boop, she was never like a character people didn't really like, So, I just thought it was a fun little random fact to find to share for this week's episode.
It
You're
definitely is.
welcome.
'Cause I never would have thought twice whenever you hear, like, Betty Boop, so I think that's pretty cool.
Right, and you don't hear about Betty Boop
Mhm.
anymore. Like Betty
No,
Boop,
you don't.
I haven't heard about Betty Boop in a while. I did see something, I forgot when it was. It was like years ago
Mm.
where Taraji P. Henson, the actress, she
Mhm.
was hosting an awards show. I can't remember which one it said, but she was hosting an award show, and
Mhm.
she kept changing her outfits into like different like Betty Boop outfits because over the years the cartoon character's outfit, well actually Betty Boop herself had changed. She started off as larger, and then as years went on they made her more skinny and like curvy and stuff like that. So,
Mhm.
as the character changed, Taraji had changed her dresses, kind of like how the character's style had changed over the years. So that was another little random to do to go with Miss Betty Boop.
No,
But
that's
yeah,
pretty
so
cool.
in case y'all didn't know, Betty Boop was based off of a lovely black woman, and that is your Black History fact for this week. Yeah, no.
Well, you're crazy. Well, thanks for dropping that gem because that is definitely,
Yeah.
I'm sure, something that a lot of people don't know.
Hmm.
So I'd be curious to see if any of you guys have heard that before because I know that certainly took me by surprise. So,
I did hear it before, and I wasn't sure. Like I always remembered I have a cousin who like absolutely loves Betty Boop. Like she
mm,
loves Betty Boop. Which I was just like, why do you love Betty Boop? I don't know why. And not saying that anyone shouldn't or should, but I'm just like, okay, it's Betty
yeah,
Boop.
right.
But I've heard before, I thought I've heard it before about her being based off of a black woman.
Mm.
And then I just confirmed that for us. So
Gotcha. Well, that's appreciated. And I would like to
you're
say I
welcome.
really do love jazz music. I gotta find like a nice
Mm.
jazz spot to go to.
Oh my gosh, can we go together, please?
Yes, I
Because
would love to.
we should definitely do like some like double date type of thing to a jazz club because
That would
jazz
be
is just like
awesome.
that shit just hits the soul. It's
I
just
love
something
it.
about live instruments that oof,
Mhm.
and then the I'm not even gonna try to sing in the microphone, so I'm just gonna stop now.
No, they have really good vibes, like, that just that whole, like, atmosphere and stuff, like, that's just I'm all about it, so
Yes,
I
yes.
don't know if they have stuff like that in Connecticut, but if they do, we gotta look it
Ugh.
up, and I think that would be a really cool idea.
Yeah, like dig through the trenches to find that freaking type of information because Connecticut is just like, bleh, but whatever.
Yeah.
Next topic. I'm not gonna go into that one either.
No, but kind of while we're talking about, like, Black History Month and stuff like
Hmm.
that, I don't remember exactly, like everyone that it had listed, but there was a post that I just saw, I think it was today or yesterday on Facebook, where somebody was saying, we're only a couple of days into Black History Month, and there's already been so many amazing accomplishments for a few different Black, like singers and actors and stuff. Like,
Mhm.
I know one of them, of course, is the one I'm gonna remember, is that
I know where you're going with this. Go ahead.
is that, Beyoncé has won the most Grammys, which I wanna say it was, like, 8, I think? And then it had listed Lizzo on there, and, Viola Davis was on there too.
I love me some Viola. Oh
Yes,
my
I do
gosh.
too. She's awesome.
Yes, she is.
And there was, like, 1 or 2 other people on there that have, like, reached, like, these crazy, like, milestones and stuff, and I was like, "Oh," 'cause, like, you hear, about these things, or at least, like, I knew about, like, Beyoncé at least, and I never really, like, thought twice about it being, like, in February, so I think that's just pretty cool that,
Mhm.
it's showing, um, just the
Good
excellence.
timing.
Yeah,
Yeah, good timing for it. I knew you were
definitely.
gonna bring up Beyonce. I was like, when she said it, I was like, here goes Cassie's favorite artist. In case y'all don't know, Cassie loves Beyonce. So
Can we you know what? You're gonna get me into, like, this whole tangent now because I am just so sad, and I'm so pissed off that I won't be able to go see her in concert because
why is that?
even if I was able to get her tickets, I currently am on a waiting list, but even if I wasn't and I was able to get them, I'm not spending that much money to go see her, like,
How much are we looking at? If
they're
you
like
don't mind sharing.
no, they're, like, over $1,000 per ticket.
Oh, Beyonce's bugging. And she's
It's
doing
like
it because she can.
right, and it's
Because she
insane.
knows there's a bunch of suckers out there called the
She had to
Beehive.
open up oh, shut up. She had to open up new shows because all of the other ones, like, there wasn't so much, like, demand, and I'm just like, "Oh," I'm just so mad. Like, I remember going to see her in concert for maybe less than, like, $200 a ticket. Like, what the fuck is this?
When she was
Who
less
can afford
famous.
this shit? Yeah,
She
I
was
mean,
still
but she was
famous,
still big.
but yeah, there wasn't Instagram probably at that time that was gassing
Oh,
her up and
God
putting
aged
little
me, why don't you?
bumblebees on everybody's post that was against Beyonce.
You stupid. But I'm just like, that shit's just, like, not fair. Like, I don't know. That it just really blows me. I don't get it. But, I don't know.
That's the entertainment industry for you.
Yeah,
They will just suck our pockets dry if we let them.
they will. 'Cause, like, I haven't really been to a concert in general in a long time, so
Oh, right, right.
maybe they are just generally more than they used to be, which, I mean, I'm sure they are a little bit because inflation and stuff, but, like, not
Uh,
that much.
no,
That's pretty
that's way too
drastic.
much money.
Yeah.
Way too much money. It's like, all right, honey, I understand you got all these Grammys and such,
Mhm.
but
What about the little people?
yeah.
Like, we matter.
Yeah.
What about us? I wanna
She
go.
said she said y'all don't really matter. You better get your year's worth of rent together and come to my show and use your money for that.
Insane. I know, it's so sad because, like, I would
Mhm.
love to go see her, obviously.
You know,
Uh,
I have nothing against Beyonce personally, but if she truly cared about her fans, her tickets wouldn't be that high. Just saying.
yeah, but I also don't know, like, what determines that either. But,
She don't
like,
need no money.
no.
Beyonce is doing just
Well,
fine.
not when she just got offered or paid, like, 24,000,000 to do, like, that show in Atlantis or whatever. You heard about that?
No.
Oh, yeah, it was like, they opened up in Atlantis in Dubai, and they paid her, like, 24,000,000 just to go
Was
perform.
that the one with her in blue on the stage?
I think so. Yeah, yeah, I think so.
And she got $1,000 tickets.
Mhm.
She ain't right. It's
I
Black
know.
History Month. She shouldn't do that to people.
I know.
Um,
Insane. And
so
I
not
saw some
relevant.
comment too because she dropped them on February 1st, and people were like, "That's fucked up that she did that, like, when rent is due."
Oh my gosh. They made a good point though, but either way, that's just way too expensive. But
It really is, it is. But that's okay, you know what? That's why I'm going to a free Rihanna concert tonight, so
I can't stand you. Rihanna cares about the people. She cares about the people.
She does. I'm
Oh.
excited too because I think low key she's gonna drop an album right after this and potentially her own tour, so
Oh my
we'll
gosh. What
see.
they call y'all Rihanna fans too? What's y'all names?
Rihanna Navy.
Really?
Mhm.
That's a real
It's
thing.
it's the Navy. Yeah. I need you to
Oh
get with the times.
my gosh. Look at that, guys. We just learned another fact for Black History Month. Rihanna Navy for Rihanna's hive of people,
Yes.
group of
Yeah,
her following,
we're not
Rihanna's
hives.
following,
We're the
the Navy. So you're in the military. I'm confused, but that's okay. I'm not gonna dig into it. I
Nope.
just learned something new though. Rihanna's following is the Navy, everyone. If you weren't keeping up, Rihanna's following is Rihanna Navy. Beyonce's following is the Beehive. So you guys are called bees. Bump. Be-
Why is
I don't like.
I think we just need to move on here because Amanda's starting to like self-destruct over here.
Yeah, it's just too much for me.
Gosh.
Anyway, so and I do apologize, y'all, because I am over being sick. So it's just a lot on me right now, just figuring out all these hives and navies, and I'm just trying to get back to good health over here. My good friend Cassie, I'm just learning more and more about her every day, with you on these episodes. So yeah, this is great. But anywho,
I
for the
can't with you.
topics for the topics
Oh my
that
god.
we really don't care to discuss, but we're going to anyways.
Hmm.
I know
Appreciate
we
you.
talked about it some. Love you. I know we talked about it
Mm.
some just yesterday, but we both agreed that this is something that you should share with our listeners and our viewers. I'm not going to give you all a name. We're not going to give you like a
We
following name.
should.
We're just going to list you as listeners and viewers for right now to keep things simple.
Oh god. We should though. We'll have to think about that. Hmm. Anyways.
mm.
But yeah, no, so this is a conversation that I had with Amanda offline. And it's not really something I had
Wait, was it
initially.
offline because
I mean, like, not
technology
when
was
we're
still
recording.
used?
Stupid.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Oh my god.
I'm
Oh
sorry.
my
I
god.
couldn't help myself. All right. All right. All jokes
That
aside.
just happened.
My apologies. Go ahead.
Oh god. So, not in another episode, I guess is the way that I need to say that. I just don't even know where to go. So, long story short, I'm not gonna get into like too much details of like the situation, whatever. But my grandpa has been kind of in the hospital. I mean, in and out of the hospital, but in the hospital for the past like couple of weeks. And I haven't really talked to him directly. I always get information from my grandma just because one, I don't want to disturb him, and
Mm,
when people are kind of like trying to like get better, you don't really want to like talk to people and whatever, or talk to like 1,000 people about the same thing. So
right.
the other day it was his birthday, so I called him and he didn't answer because he was back in the hospital. And then I guess my grandma had given him his phone and he was like feeling a little better and stuff. So he called me because he saw that like I had called him previously and we had a nice conversation and stuff. He was telling me that now he's in rehab. Trying to, get better before he goes back home.
Right.
And he was just kind of like telling me like some of the things that like he had been through in the past couple of weeks and being in and out of the hospital and like how hard it's been. And, there's been like a little bit of like memory loss and stuff in the process.
Mm,
Um,
that's sad.
it is. And you can just tell because my grandpa is very goofy. He is very just like, he's always like just upbeat and like making jokes and like all
And
this
like
stuff.
fun loving, I feel like is a good word for him, right?
Yeah, exactly. And
I remember meeting him.
yeah. And I wasn't really getting that out of him this time. He
Mm,
sounded fine and like coherent and stuff like that, but he just didn't really have that like spark that he always has. So that in itself was just kind of like hard to, I guess, like hear because I hadn't really talked to him in a while. And I know he's really been like going through the ringer. So that was just like weird. And then he was just like describing me. He's been having trouble like walking and stuff. So,
oh,
he was like talking to me about like that process and stuff. And by the time I got off the phone with him, I just kind of went into this weird, like, not shock. I don't really know how to explain it, but it definitely
mm,
just like triggered me because I was like on the verge of like wanting to just like completely like break down and cry.
mm,
One, because I feel bad for him and what he's going through, and I can tell he just really wasn't himself. But then also because I haven't really like talked to anybody, I guess, that's like recently been in the hospital and like having like those kinds of like struggles.
yeah,
Um, and I know you know what I'm talking about, but like
yeah.
you've ever had a loved one that's been in the hospital and like rehab and like really trying to like get back on their feet, um, it's
It's it's a lot.
it is. It really is. And I haven't really had to be involved in that kind of stuff since, everything with my dad had happened. And just, like, hearing everything that he's been going through, I don't it just, like, really, like, triggered me for some reason. Like, I just started thinking about, like, all of the things that, like, I went through with my dad and watching him trying to, get up and walk, like, after surgeries and stuff, and it kinda just,
Mhm.
like, brought back, like, all of those emotions, and I was just like, "Whoa." Like, this is not
Overwhelm, overload.
it really was, and because I didn't even know he was calling me, like, it was so random, and it was, like, early in the morning, and I was just kind of, like,
Oh, yeah.
not on
That is an interesting way to really start your day for one. I can only imagine just because like you have until this point, I haven't talked to anyone who's really come like in that same state of trying to get themselves back together after something so severe to them. And y- I don't know what you would feel other than like triggered and
Yeah,
kind of like very taken back and overwhelmed by the situation because that does nothing but just bring back all those memories automatically. Just you can't avoid that at
nope,
all.
I tried.
You
Well,
can't.
I didn't try, but
You try to hide your emotions around
that's
it,
what I tried to hide, yes. Yes, I did.
but yeah, the triggering, like when you're triggered, you just really can't avoid that. But I'm really sorry that that's even something that's going on because
Yeah, it sucks.
you just like stuff like that makes you just, in my opinion, would make you want to just stay away and not even be involved at all. But then it's like, this
Yeah,
is my grandparent.
right.
How could I distance myself? But you still have to be able to set a boundary because if you're really not okay,
Yeah.
you're not okay and you have to take care of yourself first. Unfortunately, your grandfather's going through what he's going through, but your grandmother is there also by his side to be able to support him and just being able to keep in mind that, you're not, even with your dad, you weren't required or you weren't obligated to play the role that you played
Yeah.
because even with our parents, we have the choice of if we're going to take care of them or not when they fall ill.
Mhm.
It's just seen as the respectful thing to do, but it's not what we have to do.
Mhm.
And it sounds cold to say that, but it's the truth. They're like we're literally born with no obligations. Like they bring us into this world and we can literally do whatever we want after that point.
Yeah.
But, those with good relationships do follow through and take care. But with him being your grandfather, I think it's just good that you don't keep yourself too distant, but definitely protect yourself a little bit because your original experience with your dad was a lot. And I know you're not necessarily going to be in and out of the hospital with your grandfather like you were with your dad, but
Right.
even just the thought of him being in the hospital is just already like,
Well,
ugh.
yeah, and then, like, just, like, hearing from him, his perspective, because like, obviously my grandma's perspective is, like, different, you know? It like, talking to my grandma, it's more of, like, the medical, like, "Okay, like, this is what's wrong, like, this is what's
Mm-hmm.
happening, blah, blah, blah." But, like, talking to my grandpa, it's like, "This is what I've been going through. This is
Mm.
painful. Like, this is what I've been feeling."
First
And
person. Yeah.
yeah, and just, like, all that kind of stuff just, like, threw me because, like, obviously, like, I was there, like, every minute with my dad going through these things, and, like,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, like, experience, like, the pain, but, like, I experienced it with him, you know what I mean?
Right. Right. Yes. Yes.
So,
Definitely.
that shit just really, like, fucked with my head that morning, and I was like, "Whoa, like, I
Right.
need to, like, do something because I
Mhm.
felt like I was just gonna completely, like, lose it, and it was just
Mhm.
more of my feelings from, like, my experiences with my dad, and I was like
Mhm.
and I looked over and my boyfriend is there, and I was like, I really kinda feel like I'm gonna cry right now." So I was like, "Here's my phone." I was like, "Amanda." It's like
Oh my gosh. I can't stand you. Like I really can't stand you because I am glad that I am able to be that person for you.
yeah.
But damn it, girl, you gotta allow your man to be too. You
I mean,
have
and it's
to.
not even that, like, he asked me, like, if I was okay, 'cause, like, I was thinking about it, like, within a split few seconds of, like, having a conversation with him about it, um, even though, cause like, I know he wouldn't truly understand,
Mhm,
like, where, like, I'm coming from, but, like, I know he would be there to, like, support me,
mhm,
but I was like, I don't know, I just kinda feel more comfortable, like, texting it out, so I ran to you and, like, talked to you, 1, 'cause I know you can understand, and it was just easier
mhm.
to text it,
Yeah.
but then he asked me if I was okay, and I was, like, over here, like, barely, like, keeping it together as it is, and, like, the minute he I'm, like, one of those people, like, the minute you hug me or, like, ask me if I'm okay and, like, I'm already kind of, like, in this weird, like, headspace,
Mhm.
forget about it. Like, waterworks and stuff will be coming,
Oh
and there's
my
just, like, no
gosh.
stopping it. So he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then, like, a few seconds later, I just, like, went into the bathroom and just, like, I didn't lose it or anything, but, like, I was
Mhm.
trying to, like, tough it out while, like, my eyes were, like, getting watery and, my nose is getting all runny and stuff, and I'm
Oh
like,
my
"Ugh."
gosh.
I was like, "Nope, nope." I was like, "Let me get this together." So I, like, try to fight it as much as I could, and then I was like, "I gotta think about, like, doing the dishes or, like, I gotta go
Oh
do something else." And I was
my
like, "Ah,
gosh. Feel your feelings. Just feel your
nah,
feelings.
no, I'm okay.
Just feel your feelings. That's
I'm
all.
good. I'm good. I'm good."
I'm not gonna say anything else. I said what I said, and I
Man has been
meant what I
judging me, y'all.
said. I'm gonna let y'all know, I am not judging my friend, but I am letting her know that I disagree with her decision to not allow herself to truly feel what she's feeling because it's just putting more stress and more wear on her body holding those feelings in. And I'm not saying you're gonna be magically healed just by allowing some tears to come out, but it
Yeah.
will allow you to feel a little bit better and maybe allow you to cope better and not be so like
Triggered?
y- yeah, essentially, yeah, that's actually exactly what I needed to say, triggered. So it's like just feel your feelings, that's all, but I'm not judging you. I'm not judging you at all because I know
No, I
everyone
know.
handles everything differently, but damn bitch,
Mm.
just feel your feelings.
Well, nope, I fought them pretty good that day, and I might have, welled up a little bit, but, I'm good.
Well, you know what? As long as you're good and you genuinely mean it and you're not lying, then I will accept that for what it is.
I mean, look at me, I'm chipper today, so clearly I'm okay.
You're about to get a free concert.
True story, I like how you just plugged that right back in there.
Yeah, you have to get a free concert, so you're
Ah,
distracted. Whatever.
yeah.
We know Cassie's avoidant style, so we're not
Oh,
even
yeah,
going to act like
they're
this is a
strong.
surprise.
No, not at all.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh. Well, I do thank you for sharing that because I know when you did reach out to me, it wasn't an easy topic. So the fact that you're sharing it here on our episode, I do appreciate that.
yeah, no, of course, because I remember I just being like, "Amanda, I need to vent to you right now," and I'm sure you're probably like, "What the fuck?" And
Mm.
just, like, going to, like, this long ass text of, like, everything that,
Yeah,
like, just happened.
usually if it's not in the group text and it's me individually, then I feel like it's something related to death. I
Oh
hate to say
god.
it, but that's usually because that's usually what it
Oh,
is. So,
I guess, yeah.
I mean, which is a good thing in a sense, but like not because
Right.
it's like it's if it's in the group text and we're all on the same page, so that it's nice and easy. But when it's just
Yeah,
related to death, I get it. I know you're not trying to leave our girl out or anything, but it's just because of us going through similar experiences.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hmm.
But thanks for being there because you responded pretty quickly.
You're welcome. Yep. I don't know what I was doing, but I was up.
I mean, it wasn't that early, it was, like, 8 o'clock or something, I think. I think. Oh, yeah, it was, like, 8.
No, it was like 9, but it's okay.
Oh, well, whatever. It wasn't, like, 6.
Thank God. I mean, my phone's on do not disturb, so it's fine. I
Oh,
don't know
man.
how I seen it.
Well, you know what? I don't even think I really needed you to respond in that moment. I just needed to,
Mm,
like, let it out, and
mhm.
I don't know, it just kinda, like, made more sense to just, like, text you instead of, like, myself or, like, put it in a notepad, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause I don't even think I said much back to you either, so,
I don't think no, you just said
like
it wasn't healthy.
yeah.
That's all I remember.
It's not healthy to not cry, Cassie.
It's very healthy.
Oh my
I'm not,
gosh.
like,
Well,
all red and puffy all day.
oh my goodness. Well, you look lovely today, so
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Oh, man.
Anywho, do you have more to share with our peeps? I know you have to get ready for your show soon. So
I do. It's a big event, y'all.
I can't stand you.
But no, no, I don't. I think that was, everything that I had to go over with you guys today.
Well, for the 100th time, thank you. I appreciate you sharing.
Of course.
Just because I know it's not easy. It's not easy in this world, y'all. But yeah, so I guess we're gonna just wrap on up this episode. Per usual, we do thank y'all for tuning in with us for another topic that you just love to discuss. That was sarcasm, in case you missed that. But we will be looking forward to keeping up with y'all on the next episode. Until next time, guys.
Bye.